So hello everybody. I'm gonna come up here and kind of do a little extension to the little small clips I put on my other flat platforms about Venus being squared with the Lilith and the North Node with Mars opposing Jupiter. I think it's some great energy, and I really wanted to be nosy up in the relationship arena, you know, of maybe fitting in with a little bit, get the collective energy too. Hi, Lord Fly. I ain't doing much right now, but just chilling, so I just want to entertain myself and see what messages come through. Well, I want to entertain myself. So I got a whole bunch of decks here. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody from my other platforms, you come over here. I'm just going to use a different oracle card to start it off with. I'm going to keep this same layout that I use on those platforms. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep the same tarot decks too, just because of the energy. Because, you know, giving out the little clip, it was like, yeah, I've been, doing a little clip in the time that I could, you know. The cards came out, was interesting, the vibration was interesting, things I saw and heard after the fact was interesting, so I just want to go from a different oracle card and see what their perspective come up with. Could be in the same vocabulary vicinity, because one side going to be about business relationships and the energy, and the other side is going to be about personal, and then we're going to talk about them mixed together, business and pleasure. Business and personal. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use this deck right here, Beyond Lemuria. We use this right here to pull the oracle cards. Okay. Get a little shuffle going in, because I'm just pulling them out the box. Let's get a little shuffle and get them warmed up in this Leo season as far as the sun. Let's put some of this sun energy up here. And you know, I would like to get 2 oracle cards, but first I want one for business and I like one for personal. And if this energy could really tap in for me. Oops, kicking the camera and stuff. Sorry about that, everybody. If this energy can help out with a little bit of guidance to help me, you know, record a video, have a nice little conversation that comes with guidance, to help me out, entertain myself at this moment, you know, utilize space and time for what it's worth. I would be very grateful for that guidance to help out and, you know, to bring excitement, reality into this question. But I noticed on the chart of going to Google search and all that good stuff, I saw that Venus is in opposition. Well, no, Venus is not in opposition. Venus is in square with the North Node and and Lilith. We're getting tongue-tied here, baby. We're getting tongue-tied, so it's a lot of interference. So we got Mars that's in opposition. That's when opposition was supposed to come through with Jupiter. And I'm being sarcastic, giving this space and time. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. I will like if, you know, universe, if you could help me out in my intrigue and expression through these divination cards at this point in time, to see what you will allow me to put out and contribute within the universe on the business side, And on the personal side, 2 oracle cards to reflect that. And I'd love for you to continue to journey on into the tarot cards as this whole process. I would love for you to remain present through this whole recording of this video and give me the proper guidance to translate these messages. Thank you so much for listening to me. So let's see how everything gonna work out. So can I have one card for the business side of it? May I have one card? Oh, got a little tie and separate y'all. These cards is quite new. I've been trying to work with them. They slowly but surely coming apart. So maybe one of those was the ones that's meant. We will see in due time. You gotta have patience, you know, bring in beautiful messages. So yes, one card still for business. All right, thank you so much. All right. So now that energy, we're still staying in the same transit with Venus squaring North Node in the Lilith and Mars in opposition of Jupiter. Can we have one card to represent the personal side of this energy for this moment of time? Okay, one flipped over and one fell out. You made me feel like taking them. I just feel it in the energy. I'm going to make sure nothing else flips before I concur that decision. Because, you know, I am sharing as you come around and, you know, feeling your boss energy of assistance just comes in many ways. I just want to make sure, because I didn't have interference, that I don't believe it was you connecting that way. But maybe it was. Maybe it was. Because you can't see what is the truest thing out there, but then nothing's created without your essence too. So, I don't know. I don't want to allow my mind to go too far. And hey, it was 2 cards, so what we're going to do is add another stick up here. And we're going to have 2 cards. Maybe one of them is the combined energy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know which one it is. But we will see as we go through the messages. What about that? Okay. We'll just have these conversations, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. As long as I know for sure. So, yeah. So, we starting off with the Violet Flame. Oh. You know, this is so collective. This is you know, the vibration is coming off of this card as it relates to it. It's so common for us to go, the common energy in it comes from the commonness of being able to relate to Venus as Mars, as a couple, as a power team. It's amazing. Even in the knowing of a part of yourself of really like how much proof you have. Oh, because you went and got a telescope. But that's the name that we gave that planet. What about if that planet did have a name? Nevertheless, it's not about the wrong. It's not about the debate, but it is about the debate. Because when we think about Mars and Venus, right, there's a debate. There's a debate of an attribute of the feminine is an attribute of the masculine. And within this violet flame, there's been a debate. How do you utilize it? Is it for healing? Does it reveal this? But does the flame give you some kind of healing? And then what way is the healing process? If you got to heal inside out, do the flames supposed to show you who you are? When you looking at the flame and you say it turned to something, did you like that something or you didn't like that something? And in that feeling, how does that feeling relates to how you truly feel about yourself? Or how you feel about criticism? Or how you feel about connections? What is that feeling is all about when it comes to it, right? But it's a common thing, you know. So I haven't done this in a while. So what I'm going to do, because this deck was gifted, and I'm not that type of person that read a lot of the book. I read certain parts of the book. But let's see, Violet Flame, it says it's number 52. Let's see what it has up in this book, okay? So it's a little short part up here, and I'm just going to focus on the short part. So it says, your psychic toolkit, recentering practices, deepen your energetic awareness, clearing your aura, healthy energetic boundaries, protection, removing trauma from your field, maintaining a high vibration, rebalancing at the times of raised frequency. So let's see. I might have felt the energy of your psychic toolkit. Because what I mean, the common energy and the psychic toolkit for people is gender. Gender is part of your psychic toolkit. And Mars and Venus is that, and it's so common, right? So then I also hit on the point of the flame, what is it really showing, and the clearing, and if you got to clear it from the inside, right, it just might be showing you something about yourself. You still might not be ready to recognize, but you're going to go through the situation. And when you get ready to recognize, or when that moment of time is there for you to recognize, then it'll be there. I don't know which lifetime it occurs in, but it will be there in one of them. So, you know, that's a lot also going into the rebalancing of your frequency and stuff like that. So, yeah, let me start off with getting some tarot cards before we get into the other oracles. So, I'm giving guidance, so I'm the storyteller here. I'm full of a lot of water for people who don't know me, because, I talk certain ways, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of those videos I did talk about it on, I deleted them. But, I'm full of a lot of water, so, really connecting with me requires my viewers to have an imagination. It's for you to really be into your self-discovery. Okay. So, let's get us 3 cards. Yeah, let's get 3 cards to talk about this Violet Flame type energy. And once again, this could be those moments of you sit back and I don't know, is these in this Violet Flame is. I need these cards to come on out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stay on track, and we're going to stay unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? What the cards say? Rebalancing at the frequency rises, right? And that's now. Now's been happening since I didn't turn the video on, right? Here we have 3 cards to talk about this Violet Flame. What's the advice into this Violet Flame energy here while this transit is going on? You know, it's real neat because you're talking about the North Node, right? Yeah, that North Node. And the thing of the opposition, so that means that, you know, on some face value level, depending on how y'all relationship is, the dominant, that most aggressive person, even if they don't seem to be aggressive, it's about at that point in time the universe looking at this person being the right aggressor, and this person gonna play a protective role, especially with Mars being in opposition with Jupiter. This is a very good protection point. But the thing about the person playing a protection role, the other person, yo kicking this type of guidance that I'm talking about is how to be grateful. It's about letting that person be in that moment, and how you're gonna respond to it really depends, because it don't mean that you're gonna appreciate it. And I can see it's no, but that's the kick. Some people do pass it, some people don't, but it is a test. It is really a test. It's a test on really about sincerity. What is valid flame it's a test on sincerity. Sincerity and your knowledge and your wisdom. That's very important. Yeah, because the North Node and Lilith is with Gemini, so they're going to air energy right there. Yeah. This is really inside of yourself. And it's going to, you know, yeah, memory could play a role with it. You know, you got a psychic toolkit, but when it want to see your natural self gonna come out in that moment. And you'll get to see it afterwards. You know, I don't know if y'all have regret or not. Maybe you just work on it, or maybe that's the time you go and apologize. Or if it's not an apology, at least let that person know I see it different now. And, you know, I really wasn't trying to knock you down like that. But I realized how my actions really could have impacted the situation. I just didn't see it then. So, it's, you know, with some of this retrograde being included in it, yeah, you know, it gives you enough time to, well, I don't know about enough time. I don't know how time play. Let me try to stay in a positive way of guidance. Like, I mean, it will present the moment for you to walk through the next door. It would hand you back the test paper and tell you, you know, go ahead and make those corrections. Now, the timing on it, I ain't sure. It just depends on the professor. Yeah. See, while we talking about it, they got the cards coming out. So, I have actually 4 of them. Yeah. So we got the Knight of Wands, and we got the Star card. And really what I was actually feeling while I was shuffling cards is, you know, that moment of the opportunity. But, you know, not only that, it's also a great time with this 6 of Swords. I think the 6 of Swords is great for balance in a sense. And what I mean by that is, it's a good time for you to, it's a good time to accept responsibility within our activities, within our judgment, within the things that make us feel good about ourselves. The things that, for example, me doing this tarot part of it, right? You know, it's a good time for me to take responsibility, whether I know my viewers or not know my viewers, that Judgment Day is every day. And if I choose to be careful about what I say out of my mouth, let me continue to love me that way. If it requires that I don't have a lot of people that want to come and view me or all of those things like that, that's fine. Because that sacrifice or let's see, going into the facing the reality and accepting that fate, right? It brings a little hardship, because if you do want to do more, it's a little hardship. But I'm facing I'm gonna face the hardship one way or another. Now, if I'm preparing for the hardship now, and I believe in eternity, right? That means maybe the blessings that I get now from the life that I live, from the things I've done and the way I perceive them, maybe that's why in the now and future, or whatever point that my mind is living in time, that's what carries me along. That's what keeps me energetic. That's what keeps me safe. And that's where Mars, I could benefit off of Mars being in opposition with Jupiter. And it might not be that bad with me, because I'm choosing me with the violet flame. And I'm taking the pain, I'm just taking it a different way. I'm taking it to not where I'm really in control, but it will perceive that I'm in control because I made this decision. But really, if I was 100% in control, I wouldn't have no true feelings that impact me on that suffering side. So it lets me know I'm not in control, but I'm being heard. I'm writing, I'm affecting my future, I'm affecting what I manifest. It's letting me know that. And that's where, bringing it in with the Four of Pentacles right here is basically about, So, that violet flame, I hope me using myself as an example kind of help everybody else out with it. But, that's the best way on the violet flame. And see, we got the Eight of Swords right there. So, that's that tricky communication, those demands that we want for ourselves, the balances out, and, the people that's going to circle around that views it negative, or how they want to use it to manipulate or find your weakness and your strength in that situation. Because me manifesting the energy is still manifesting the energy. It's just I get to see the turnout of the results compared that is different from the results that I was avoiding. But I accepted the responsibility that the pain of it was not avoidable. In the point of law of attraction, manifestation, and responsibility. So the law of correspondence and plurality. Because manifestation is all about imagination. Who is really the responsible one? So that's a great intro to bring me into now, awakening awareness. Let's get the book out for this one too. Let's roll on and enjoy this session together, and let's let the book talk about how everything is relating together so far. All right, let's see what it says. Awakening awareness, beyond the veil, clearing distortion and illusion. Awareness of what's running us subconsciously. Communion with our God force. Energetic sovereignty. Growth outside your comfort zone, and the collective awakening. Wow. Just some very thank you, universe, for what you are and what I know not of. But you is really present, and you rolling these in because, like I say, awareness is just all about the way that it's meant to be. Like, I could tell you from my point of view, my experience, right? I'm going to talk funny while I'm living, probably even when I'm dead, if I recognize it. Talk funny in my sleep. That's just part of it. My tongue is the Tower of Babel in its own way, and when it comes time that it connect with people, then it's there to connect. When it's not, then it's not. Same thing with Source. When it connects with me, no matter how particular I am, my subconscious, I know it's no use for me to try on to figure out whether you understood it. And even though when I don't want to try, I'm still so nervous that I am trying. But that's my awakening awareness. It's my weaknesses. It's my imperfections. It's it's the door entry that people wonder, am I conscious about? When they're tagging it, it's part of the world. I'm not the only one. I'm just sitting here trying to let people know you're not alone. So for awakening awareness with this Mars and Venus energy, some relationships are coming more awakening. They are going through transitions, but that's the way it's supposed to be because it's a rotation process here. There's a generation here. Majority of all our entertainment is based off of generations and the thesis of it. So the rotation process of it all is there. So it's good to have to experience yourself, We tell people all the time. I lost track. My grandbaby walked in. Where was I at? I don't know where I was at, y'all. And I ain't gonna start the video and rewind it to figure out where I'm at. It'll come back to me if it's meant for me to talk about it. But yeah. Oh yeah, the rotation. That's what it was. There's always a rotation. And so basically in this awakening awareness, it's like try to understand the rotation and what you do. I mean, you experience or you find somebody that talked to you, that gave you some advice, and that advice made you feel some kind of way, but you didn't really put in your full imagination. You just listened to what they said, and for some reason your logic was more turned on than your imagination. You was more in a clairaudient state than a clairvoyant. And so you could come around a situation, get live into it, and that advice will just start coming through your head. Sometimes we get credit of, oh, that person know me, that's their spiritual vibes, it's those angels. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying that it works great when it comes to social media, when you're trying to figure out why this is popping up on your feed line or that popping up on your feed line. Sometimes it's not the humans. The humans is watching on the outside of the metal once all the construction part is getting put up. And what I'm saying is that's an example of faith and coming aware. And the same thing that happened when it comes to you thinking, or any way we look at things in the world. And this is not about peace. This is just to help the people out that come to my channel that can relate and help them through what they're going through. My videos is not designed to help the world. It is designed to help species in the world. Two different things, but close to the same meaning. So can we have 3 cards for awakening awareness? 3 cards for awakening awareness. 3 cards for awakening awareness. So, you know, this is this Venus energy that I feel is very strong in this card here, meaning this is the sensual energy. This is very sensual, and with the sun being up in Leo right now in this present time, is very motivational. It's going to have you see, it's going to have you experience, it's going to bring in expansion and all of that. You know, is definitely going to bring that in. Okay, so yeah, you know, Venus is definitely with this square right here it's going to bring it's going to highlight many opportunities and pathways. It's going to set you up for your personal desires and goals and challenges for what you want. Not only that, it's going to help you fulfill your destiny that you're not conscious about in the same term, in the same way, because with Gemini being there, it's able to give you both. So whatever your purpose is right now going on this planet, both of these worlds is locked in together. They intertwining. Now, you can find your many glitches by the way you zone off, by the way you see things, where it's coming, where it's resonating, way it feel like it's relatable, way it make you feel like it's unrejectable. But once again, if you experience the violet flame, this is going to be tied in because the universe rolled me into this energy very nice and swiftly. Just for to give you some consideration. Can I have 2 more cards, please? Thank you. So what came out so far for these cards is the Ace of Swords. We have the 8 of Wands. So yeah, like I say, both of these worlds is definitely intertwining together. Are you on a quest? Do you want to know about your karma? Are you searching for a generational curse? Are you into ancestry? And are you chasing your heritage? Are you looking for your culture? Are you trying to find the group that you belong to? Are you laying your claws down and being firm that I belong here? It's not really no exemption of what your true secret goal is. This energy is not about exemption. I'm just saying on the guidance. This is where it's going to get interesting. Can you accept why you on this goal line? Can you accept why you here? Can you now understand why something might want you to feel like you gotta save something, you gotta reserve your energy? Why something is telling you to think this way and think that way? See, right now, like I said, with Venus being in that North Node and that Lilith square, this is going to be very central, but it's giving us what we want. It's giving us this new age. And it's interesting. But it's what's going to make life. And it's also going to what makes the generations transition. Is what's going to make the transition come complete in a few more years. It's going to have all this moment of this energy with Venus going to play a role in the next 3 years. Going to see another trend, another communication. You're gonna see the generations and the different ways going to talk. So things that's appearing so slow now is fine. Because the thing is, are you going to see it when it's in effect. And that's what the final card is with the devil. It's rolling everything together with a nice little ring. This is definitely about this transition that's coming around. And there you go. The Star card. Like I said, it's laying there. Everything that's going on with us is going to come to full seeing view in 3 years from now. I'm going to, it's a minute, so I'm going to at least say 3 years. Maybe in 3 years might be when I recognize it. Never know. I'm just trying to give out advice. So now we're going to go to the Freedom card. So, you know, when I did say here and begin this, I did say it was going to be a combination energy. So I think freedom was the last one that the universe wanted to give me. And it's going to be the combination of the business and the pleasure. So let's go into this point before I get to freedom. On the business side, if we, you know, like I was talking about earlier, I'm gonna slip off a little bit for a minute and come up in here from a business advice point. So if you're carrying on a business type relationship right now with these cards that's going, right, you gotta understand that you know that you in it for a gain. Just because you have a perspective of the game with this Four of Pentacles, it's more than that. Take it on. If you can't take up the whole business arrangement for what it is, and what it is to be, you need to ask yourself before you go deep into why these transitions is going on. And I don't know how long this transition going to be around for real. How many more days? So I'm just saying during this period of time, and then when it do transition, it's still going to have probably some kind of lingering effect. And the lingering effect going to be based on the way that you handle your business. Now, I don't know about it being not survival or survival. What I do know about is the financial gain has transitioned again. And in the knowledge of transition and financial gains, the rules get modified depending on how successful they want that game or that financial thing to rise to the top. So no matter what level of the game that you playing this business on, like I said, modifications is there. One way or another, somebody in this business game gonna leave a door open for a modification. Make sure that you understand accepting the modification you know not of. If you ain't ready to walk up into that, chill out until the business get a little bit more clear and be in your lane. Now, the personal side of it with awakening awareness, right, with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands and the Devil being here, what you going to carry baggage with? I mean, if you're doing business, right, should you have a separate business folder? So when it comes to your personal folder, you should always have a separate personal folder. Now, regardless if somebody on the business side is on your personal side, but if you want to be able to see the clear picture better and keep your personal side always in the utmost. Because see, if your personal side ain't right, then your business side going to eventually fall to crumble. So to keep your personal side right, judge it on the personal side. Don't bring in the business. Let it be where is it at. Now you gotta also accept, depending on the way that you're gonna do, you and your personal business and how dependent you are on your business to be feeling the way you want to feel on your personal, gonna determine everything. See, you got a choice on how you want to be up in the game. But just like I said on the personal side, Modifications could come in your personal side if you ain't prepared for the modifications when you got into the business side. So you got to make that decision up. Don't forget about the personal. The personal should be number one in the business. It ain't got to be seen. It could come as a shadow side, but it need to be present. So now we're going to go to freedom. Let me get a book out for this one. I gotta say, I just came conscious, right? We started off with a 52. We ended with a 25. Both of them totaled a 7. We got a 17 right here in the middle, right? So we got a 7 and a 1. On awakening awareness, in between the 25 and the 25, which is sitting here telling you, be focused, be on your shit. It ain't the fact that you don't got help, but it's just the fact that your help, depending, in the supernatural world, they got a purpose too. They got an agenda. And if you got an agenda, that just lets you know that you're in total alignment with this law of attraction. It don't mean that both of y'all agenda is the same. Because my perspective on seeing them is even different from other people's, and I don't even know their perspective on how they see me. I'm only in my eyes. I feel this way even when it comes to anybody that's human or fish or anything that's on this world and got some kind of sight. Like, I don't know what you see in me. I don't know how you perceive me. I know how I see you. And that's just real talk. And that's where that 7 and 1 at. Which then you can understand why I total to that 8. Because it's like, really who see what? So let's get to the freedom. It says, living a life you love. Liberation as a shift in perspective. The many facets of freedom. Inviting enjoyment and inspiration to your life. Discovering what freedom means to you. Overcoming limitations. Unbound creative expression. Choice over obligation. So we've really been talking about that a little bit when I went back and broke it all down, right? And I said it's going to be the combination energy, right? All right now. Thank you. So we can go ahead and conclude this out. We're going to do 2 cards here. Go ahead and end it, and I hope y'all love the message that I got and the energy out of here for this Venus and Mars effect going on for a little bit. Hope that give y'all the guidance that y'all need. I even hope that I could remain in the guidance. I gotta give a shout out for myself too. Alright, can we have 2 cards for freedom? Close it out with 2 cards for freedom. There's 1. Let me get 1 more, baby. 1 more. I know you got me coming. So we had an Ace of Cups and an Eight of Swords. I love this Eight of Swords. That shit is sweet as hell. That's like, chill, man. Imagine this shit. Don't get tricked out. Look at that moon right there. See, I mean, it is so beautiful. Just own it, like, for real. Let's get into this. Let's get into this Ace of Cups for a second, like, for real. Just look at how beautiful it is. See how the moon is right there being perceived with the clouds, and slowly but surely. You see this transit energy right here with this moon still looking full. But it has these trees, and it's having this all underwater. Who say this is not part of the shore? Or who say that this ain't an underwater world that's right here at the same time? It do look like gravel and dirt, and that's our assumption. But just think, the moon is here. Right there is covered. So what are we really watching? Is, you know, what is really freedom, for real? You know, freedom to me is an illusion. Freedom to me is an allusion to peace. And peace is nothing but an illusion to cope. And that's what they're doing right there. Coping. But what is your freedom? What is your comfortability? You know, some parts of it, I'm going to tell you on some real talk. I don't know if you could be real with yourself, but I'm going to be real while the full moon is out, right? I don't even really all the time know what happiness is. I mean, I'm not saying none of the definitions and everything don't fit the criteria. Nah, I'm not knocking those. I'm talking about some real, true, hard shit. Because when it comes to it, it's like freedom. It's like freedom. And you know, one thing I know about freedom, you got to know how to share and when to share. Good luck to everybody. And the shadow card, let's see. Let me turn it this way. I want that Jake to show. Can you read those words? Hold on. Let me see if I can work it out. King of Swords. King of Swords. Just like I said. I'm just keeping it real. You know, and I'm going to tell you the next realest part about it. Even people who know me now, and even people I could meet, had the same reaction if I was to tell them the truth about freedom. And I'm going to tell you one thing I know about truth that is very so true. And it's something that humans fall short of very much a lot. And that's the reality that the truth hurts. And you know, when that hurt comes on, we just have a reaction. And then, you know, you go out and you get somebody advice about how the truth hurts. And yet, you haven't even realized, like, 1 minute. That's why you react the way you act. If you really consider that the truth is hurt, and you really trying to find some freedom and peace, embrace it. Be happy. You know, sometimes the truth hurts so bad that we really turn around and say, no, you lying. Because the pain comes so quick to you that you think the person is lying, but really they're telling the truth. And sometimes the truth is a lie. In a sense that when you already convince yourself in the law of attraction that that person ain't going to tell you the truth, or you ain't going to find out the truth of something, like, for example, for me, I don't think I would ever find out the truth about freedom. And that's why freedom is an illusion to me. I just really don't. I understand everything on the vice. I understand all the logic. I understand everything that is given on this planet to help me understand and define freedom. I really do. But for real, in my heart, I would never know the truth about freedom. And I know that because I believe in eternity. And because I didn't embrace death or have my gift or whatever it is or whatever to call my schizophrenia. I mean, it's so many ways to describe it. But because of the way that I perceive and see things, that I can't tell you whether it's real or true, or I can describe it and I can do a lot of things with it, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't here to prove nothing, because even if you take my brain off, you ain't gonna find it. My brain ain't got a projector for you to take out. And no matter how much scientists gonna be around, as long as you got technology, they still only gonna show you what they want to show you in my brain. So I never know the truth about freedom. And that's just how I feel about it. But I can guide people. And I guide people by just trying to fit in. But if you don't like me no more after this part, because I kept something real, hey, I talked about it in the video, it's all good. As long as I continue to be me, I'm alright. I'm alright. Good luck again.